Hello, everybody. It's Dennis with OnlineCourseCoupons.com. And today I am going to be talking with our guest, Jeremy Aschenbrenner, who is an instructor on Udemy, who teaches courses on business analysis. And he also owns his own business called the BA Guide. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be asking him a little bit of questions on online courses. And then we're going to talk to him about the courses that he teaches, the topic of business analysis for those who are out there looking for this as a career so that you can get an idea of why he teaches these courses. So, hey, Jeremy, welcome.
Hey, Dennis, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hey, before we get started with the questions, why don't you just take a few moments and introduce yourself to those who are watching?
Absolutely. My name is Jeremy Aschenbrenner. I'm also known as the BA Guide to my students. And I've been teaching online for about 2.5 years now, but I've had a career in business analysis for almost 10 years. So worked as a business analyst, been a senior business analyst, managed business analyst, and really found my passion in business analysis many, many years ago. So I created a business to be able to help share that knowledge, and glad to be sitting here speaking with you today.
Awesome. So I've been teaching on Udemy since 2014, and then I also run online course coupons where we're broadcasting this. When did you start thinking about teaching online, and what were you doing at that time when you had that thought?
Absolutely. So back in November of 2015 is when I first started really thinking about online course creation. And kind of what happened was I was working as an IT manager, managing business analysts. Everything was going great. The business analysts we were hiring there were newer business analysts, 0 to 3 years experience. And I really liked coaching them and training them. I got an opportunity to go and manage a consulting company where I was managing business analysts and hiring business analysts that had more levels of experience, so 5+ years of experience. And I really found out that I was missing out on that coaching and that helping business analysts kind of learn the skills, get into the career. And so I started exploring options, landed on online courses, and the BA Guide was formed.
Interesting. So, I mean, that's kind of like me, where I just kind of fell into it. So you mostly teach courses on business analysis. My courses are kind of based on marketing. Is there a reason why you stuck with one niche, and what would you recommend to others out there who are looking at teaching online courses?
Yeah, business analysis has always been my passion. So that's really where I wanted to focus my energy. I was really trying to fill that void for myself of coaching, and the online courses kind of help fill that void. I didn't really expect to do it as a full-time job. I was just doing it as a kind of a side thing. And aside from myself and being able to get out there and coach, I really feel that business analysis has kind of this stigma, kind of this hard barrier to get into. People don't know how to get into a career path with that. You talk to people and they say, oh, it's impossible. It's hard to become a business analyst. Or if you go try to learn on your own, there's just so much knowledge out there. It's hard to know where to focus and what you should be learning. And so I think that's why I've stuck with business analysis, is because I've been really trying to break down those barriers to entering the career and make sure I'm helping people kind of be that guide, give them the guidance they need to get into that career path. Because business analysis has literally changed my life and changed the outcome and the direction of my career.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a great idea, because I know that you've been successful with that. So before we start talking about the topics of the courses, what kind of advice would you have to new instructors when it comes to marketing their courses and getting traction? Because, I mean, you see a lot of new instructors out there, whether it be on Udemy or anywhere else. You really have to get traction for things to take off. So what advice would you give?
Yeah, I think there's 3 key things. Number 1 is be an expert, know your field, whatever you want to teach. And usually it's going to be something that you know because it's a passion of yours. You enjoy talking about it, learning about it, and teaching other people about it. So I think that's the first thing, is know your field. The second thing is become an expert in your field by the community knowing you're an expert. Ultimately, get involved. Go to Reddit, go onto the Facebook groups, go into the LinkedIn groups, offer your suggestions and recommendations, help those people, and just really be there and be involved in the community. And that shows people that you're an expert and you know what you're talking about, and then they turn to you for that guidance. And then I think the third thing is be patient. A lot of people get into online teaching and they hear about, people that can make a career on online teaching. They're like, oh, great, I want to make a career. And they think within a month or two that they can build this business with all of these courses and make a career out of it. And you really can't be in it for the money. You have to be in it for the online teaching. The money comes as just kind of a result of your teaching.
I really think that's some good advice and something that I try to live by, that when I do stuff like this or teaching online, I'm not thinking about the money. Like you said, that kind of stuff comes with like providing something to others like you do and like I do, so that we can help make their lives better by sharing the knowledge that you and I have. And that's like one of the reasons why I decided to start bringing instructors like yourself on here to talk to, so we could share that information with others who, let's say, might be wanting a career on business analysis. So let's go ahead and start talking about the courses that you teach. So explain to me a little bit about the courses and maybe who your ideal student might be.
Absolutely. So, and when we started with the BA Guide and we started creating courses, we wanted to figure out what the audience really wanted. So we started out, we've got our Business Analysis Fundamentals course out there, and that's by far our biggest, our flagship course, if you will, because that's the entry-level course. People can come in, learn about business analysis if they've been interested in a career, or maybe if they work in business today and they hear about these people, these business analysts that are working through projects, they can go in and just learn more about the career. We teach a multitude of topics throughout that course, and we just barely, we kind of touch on each topic. So we have it's not very deep, but it's very long. So that's kind of the way that it's built. So that's the main course that we have. That's the first course. And that's really for those people that aren't business analysts, or maybe have just landed a business analyst job and are now trying to hurry up and learn a lot of the knowledge that they may not have that's being expected of them in their career. And then we have other topics on top of that. We have everything from kind of outside topics like software testing and project management to give some additional skills to business analysts, kind of outside skills. And we did that as kind of feeler courses to see, okay, what do our students want, right? Beyond the fundamentals, what do our students want? And we found that those are very successful. So now we've been filling in the gaps and really starting to give a lot more of the various skills and techniques and tools that a business analyst has. Courses like our process mapping course, and now our business analysis process series that we're creating, starting with identifying the problem and conducting a strategy analysis and really walking through the full business analysis process and explaining the role and responsibility of the business analyst throughout.
Great. That's some good information. And before we continue, I want to remind those who are watching live or who might be watching this later, if you have questions for Jeremy, just type them into the comments and he would be happy to answer those. Or if you ask him later, I'll make sure that he gets those questions. And if you're watching and you like what you're hearing, give us a thumbs up so that I know that you're enjoying this and that we can do more of these with other instructors that teach other topics. And I happen to have connections with a lot of instructors on Udemy and online. So I'm going to bringing more of these types of interviews out there so that you, the students, can know if this is a topic that you're interested in and can enroll in these courses on Udemy or on the website of an instructor. So what would someone typically make as a salary if they had a career in business analysis, and what would some of those positions be? Because I don't have a clue, because it's not something that I do. So
absolutely. Yeah. Business analysis, even for people that have kind of been in the career, it's one of those things that every organization calls a business analyst by a different name. So it can be very confusing, which is one reason or one of the big questions students ask me. But in regards to salary, business analysis pays very well. And I think that's one reason why a lot of people kind of flock towards the career once they hear about it. According to Google, the average business analyst makes about $82,000 a year. Now that could be lower or higher depending on where you live, obviously United States versus Europe versus Australia, as well as just different cities, the different cost of living in those various cities. So the cost can, or the salary can differentiate quite a bit, but you make really good money. As a starting business analyst, I always tell people to expect 45,000 is probably about the minimum you would ever earn as a business analyst. And you can make upwards. I've known people that make upwards of $180,000 as a business analyst because they're specialty business analysts in an industry and they're just creating a ton of value for that company and that organization. So the second question that you had was kind of around what was your second question? Beyond salary. I forget now.
I'm like going to my notes here. So what are did you talk about the positions?
Oh yeah, the different positions. That's what it was. Thanks. So the different roles, everybody calls it different. So it can be a business analyst. Entry-level business analysts are usually going to be called junior or associate business analysts. So if you're a new business analyst trying to get into the career field and you don't have any years of experience yet, maybe you've taken some courses, done some training, maybe you have some sidelong experience, not as a business analyst, but kind of in those roles and responsibilities, then you want to look for roles that are like junior or associate business analysts. Beyond that, the terms really get very broad. You can get into specific niches within organization, and the niches can be anything from like IT, so you can be an IT business analyst. You can be more systems oriented and be a systems analyst. You can be on the financial side and be a financial analyst. You can be a software analyst. That's more of like a business analyst / developer. So there's a lot of different ways that the organizations kind of meld everything together and have different titles. But ultimately, you're doing the same type of work. It's just look for some of the other like terms when you're searching. But then you want to make sure that you're also looking at that job posting to see exactly what they're looking for in that particular analyst.
One of the things that I was going to say too is that you were talking about the different salaries. I think Indeed.com, and maybe of another website, because you had mentioned it depends on what city somebody lives in.
Yep.
And there are websites that you can type in specific positions and it'll show you, like if you live, like let's say where I live near Boise, Idaho, and Seattle, Washington, or New York, or San Francisco, or Wisconsin, where you're at, it'll show you like the different types of salaries. Do you know of any other websites that are out there that do that?
Yeah, I really like salary.com, and that's one that I mentioned in Land Your First Business Analyst Position course that we offer. In salary.com does a good job of looking based on where you're located, your experience level, and it can help to give you an idea of what you should be making. And that's really helpful when you go in and let's say you ace an interview for that business analyst position or that junior business analyst position, and they make you an offer. A lot of times people are like, I don't know if it's good or not. It's my first offer. Should I just accept it? And you can go to salary.com to really determine and give you a range and idea of, is that acceptable? Is that normal? Or should you be countering for something higher?
Great. I think I've seen salary.com, but that was just, it didn't come up at that time. So that's a good site for people to take a look at, regardless of what career that you're looking at getting at. So the next question that I had is, what are some of the companies that are out there that would typically hire people for a position or a BA career type position?
Yeah, pretty much every company has to have somebody that does business analysis role, whether it's with the title of business analyst or whether it's an administrator or a sales manager or somebody in any type of role could really be doing the duties. So the business analyst will kind of start with that and say that a business analyst is an enabler of change. They're identifying opportunities or problems within the organization, or maybe the organization is identifying, hey, we need to make changes here. We need to adjust this. We need to be more efficient, or we want to put out a new product. And then there's a lot of steps that need to go into keep going here.
There we go.
Oh, you're back. All right. I just saw you went away and I was just here alone, which was okay. But anyways, I got long-winded. Dennis just cut me off. But no, so the big thing is the business analyst is there to enable that change within the organization. So within any organization, you have business analysts, like I said, without whether they have the title or not. The ones you're going to find business analyst titles, large organizations are going to have business analysts, people that are dedicated to that role. And that's all they do is help to enable change within the organization. And you're going to have even like small mom and pop companies now are bringing in business analysts or bringing in business analyst consultants to help them make these changes, especially big overhaul changes like software changes or big process changes.
Interesting. So that's some good information. Am I like echoing now after we had that little glitch? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're a little muffled, but I think they can hear you, so we should be good.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened. So apologies, but I think that we're okay now. So what I wanted to ask you is, so we've talked about the different careers and we've talked about the kind of companies that might hire somebody in a business analysis position. But what about education? What about college? Like what is required? And then how can your courses help out with that too?
Absolutely. So this is a common question, and we actually have this as part of our 20 questions YouTube series that we have out there with the BA Guide, and where I just kind of went through 20 of the common questions that we get. But one of them is, what type of college education do you need to have to become a business analyst? You really need, at absolute minimum, an associate degree. You need some type of like a 2-year technical degree. You can kind of limp into a business analyst role with that. But most companies want you to have some type of bachelor's degree, a 4-year degree. And the biggest challenge with not having that, so some people may say, well, I've got tons of experience like a business analyst, but I may not have that bachelor degree. And that is good. But most of the time, a lot of the systems nowadays are automated. So when you put in an application or a resume, it scans your application or your resume to see if it meets the minimum qualifications for the role, which minimum qualifications usually is a bachelor's degree or 10 plus years of business analyst experience. And so most of the time, the automated systems are going to look, and if they don't see that bachelor's degree, it's just going to automatically reject you. And it's never going to even get to that hiring manager's eyes to say, wow, this is a great candidate. So my advice is, if you want to become a business analyst, get a bachelor's degree. It can really be in anything, because every industry has business analysts. Anything related to IT or business or data, or even management can really be good bachelor degrees to get. But really anything, as long as you have a 4-year degree, will usually get you over the kind of requirement hurdle that most companies and job opportunities and postings have.
Yeah. Boy, wouldn't you know it, like the lawnmowers are here.
Hey, when it's live, that's what happens, right?
I know, like all of the noises, like all hell breaks loose.
Absolutely.
So, hey, so I lost my train of thought there. I wanted to ask you that where somebody could find you online, your website, your Facebook page, so that when somebody is watching later, that they can contact you if they have more questions when it specifically comes to business analysis, or they want to take one of your courses.
Absolutely. So the best place to find me is thebaguide.com. We have all of our links there for all of our various communities, YouTube, our Udemy profile for all of our courses. So thebaguide.com is the best place. You can always reach out to me directly at jeremy@thebaguide.com via email. Happy to respond to students. I'm somebody that likes to have that one-on-one interaction. So if you have questions or concerns, I'm happy to field that and try to help you in any way possible. So feel free to reach out to me there. We have a YouTube channel. We have a Facebook community group. Up and join us there. But I think thebaguide.com is the best place to start.
Great. So remember that if you have any questions, you can go to his website or Facebook, or if you want to learn some more first before you take courses, then the YouTube channel. So what about, before we wrap it up today, what about any final thoughts for our listeners?
Absolutely. So I think the big thing that a lot of people kind of get stuck into is they have a lot of dreams and wishes, and they always think about it and they dream about it, but they never really pursue it. They never really put the effort forward to do it. And what Brian Tracy has always said is those people are stuck on someday I'll follow my dreams. Someday I'll take that course. Someday I'll read that book. Someday I'll gain those skills. And really, today should be that someday. Make that move, make a step. It doesn't have to be a large step. Make a step towards your goals, whatever that's going to be, and you'll be closer to them than where you are yesterday.
Awesome. That's great advice. So, all right. So just one last thing there that, again, this was brought to you by onlinecoursecoupons.com. And I want to thank our guest, Jeremy Aschenbrenner, today for talking to us about business analysis and also a little bit about online courses if you're somebody who's interested in teaching something like finding a specific topic like this and teaching it online. And if you're somebody who wants a career in business analysis, then take a look at Jeremy's courses. All right. Anything else before we go?
Thanks so much for having me, Dennis. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.